everybody, welcome back to the craft room. I am so glad that you could join me. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of finished projects that I have completed in 2023. One of these projects I started and completed actually in this year. I started one day, finished it the next day. And the other project is a project from last year that I started that I finished, that I finished this year. So the first project I'm going to share with you is the one that I started last year and finished. If you remember what I do with it, I was making a loom knit scarf using this loom right here. This is a knitting board loom that I have. This is a 32 peg, if you can read my writing on there. And I got this from a friend. One year she did a buy one get one free thing on it, and she gave one to me and kept one for herself. And I haven't really messed with it a whole lot. I'd start stuff and decide I didn't like it or didn't know what I was doing, so I quit. But I found the starting tutorial on the Crochet Crowd to make this scarf, and then I had to look around to find a bind off tutorial that kind of matched what I was doing. But I had this done. I was using some of this. I still have quite a bit. This Caron 1 pound. This is a colorway Sunflower, I believe. But I was using that and I knitted a scarf. This is a double knit scarf. It is 52 inches in length. It is a perfect size for me, quite honestly. That's what it looks like. If you stretch it, you can see the pearls in the middle, I guess. And there's the other side. The bind-offs were kind of weird, but hey, this is the first, well, this is actually the second scarf I've ever made on that loom. This was my starting end, which doesn't look too bad. I did learn how to make that little floppy, loopy thing at the start. I learned how to fix that from watching Addie videos, so that helped. And then the other end where I finished the project off, it looks a little weird and it is a little tight, but I think it'll be okay. And the reason it looks a little weird is because I had a little accident, and I'm not real sure what I did, but I almost lost all of my stitches. As you can see, well, I started on this end, so that's the bind off end. So I just loom knitted one loop over the top. I put the second loop over on the other peg, crossed them, and I just knitted that, and then I did the correct bind off for it, which, I mean, it does look a little weird, but I think it'll be just fine. Somebody will thoroughly enjoy the scarf. So there is a scarf that I completed that I started last year. I am thinking that I want to start another scarf, and I discovered, pardon me, weighing this, a full skein of yarn, for example, like this has not been used. It looks like it has, but I frogged what I'd started. But one full skein, 1 5-ounce skein, will make probably a 60-inch scarf, I'm thinking. Because that's just short of 60 inches. That's 52 inches. And it's 4 3/4 ounces. Or 4 3/8 ounces. Or something like that. So a full skein of yarn will make a really nice sized scarf. The other pattern that the other project that I finished is with some yarn that I got for Christmas. You guys don't know what I got for Christmas, but that's okay. I was gifted this color. This is the Red Heart Monet, or Monette, however you want to say it. And it was handy to where I was sitting, and I decided to go ahead and grab it because it looked the perfect colors for what I wanted to make. And what I made with it is, which this is going to be used for another project, what I made was this mermaid bag. Super easy, super cute. The only sewing involved is sewing the end of the strap. It is all done in one piece, and one side is all you have to sew together. Perfect. But here's what that looks like. These dragon scales, if that's what you want to call them, super easy to make in this pattern. A lot easier than the dragon scale bags that I made, the dragon egg bags that I made here last year. But here's the tail. I think this turned out super cute. And I'm going to add it to the finished project list with my scarf. And I'm going to try and post all of my finished items on Instagram this year. If you want to follow me there, I will make sure and try and remember to put the link down in the description box below. Also, you can also follow me on Rumble if you are on Rumble and prefer it over YouTube. I will also put my Rumble link down in the description box below. And one more thing I'd like to share with you is a project that I'm working on. Because unless I pick up a project that's just sitting around, which off the top of my head, the only ones that I can think of is the newspaper shawl, which that is a knit Mary Maxim of the month, knit of the month club from November of last year that's still sitting there unfinished. And then the loom knit bag that I was in the process of making using the ice cream bucket lid or ice cream bucket rim for a top of it. Those are the only two that I can think of that are sitting around that I haven't finished that I'm not going to frog. There's a lot of projects that I have frogged or are sitting in the gonna frog department of my craft room, if you know what I mean. But I was watching Terry and Lottie both shared they are doing their monthly challenges again. I am super excited because this year I am not focusing on hats. Preschool, if you watched my video, I don't know how many videos back, but I shared a picture of the thank you card from the preschool. I think they have plenty of hats because there was only about 40 students in the preschool this year. So that means they still have plenty of hats for that same number, give or take, of students for next year. So I'm going to focus on different type of things. I'm not going to say I won't make hats because I probably will make hats. But hats are not going to be my main focus. I am doing other things this year. But back to Lottie and Terry and their monthly challenges. Their January challenge is Granny Square. Anything, make anything Granny Square. Big, little, whatever. For the entries, for any project finished that you alert them to that you've made, which you can watch their channels. Nana's Crochet Ideas is Terry's, and Enjoying the Journey, Cancer as a Lifestyle, I believe, is Lottie's channel. And they just posted that on the 1st. But I've got some Granny Squares started here. Just kind of using some scrap yarns. These are some scraps that I had. Really pretty. I like those. I like those a lot. I don't know what color this is. This was a Hobby Lobby yarn. But I don't know what I did with the ball band. This is, I believe this is Cityscape. This is another Hobby Lobby yarn. I got 2 Granny Squares out of that leftover ball. And I have smidgen bits, not whole lots, but smidgen bits left of those 2. And then I'm going to use some of this because I need 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. What do I have? I got 6. Thought I had 6. I must have dropped ones because I know I've got 6 squares. But I need a total of 10. So I'm going to make 4 squares out of this because now it's, you know, kind of like a scrap because I've used it for a project. There's about half of it left. So I'm going to use this. And then I'm also going to use some of this black yarn. This is an I Love This Yarn black. I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to go around this one more time to give it, all of these a black border. And then I'm going to attach them together. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to make until it's all done. So you've got to be watching for my video when I share what I have made with my Granny Squares. So I want to thank you guys for joining me here in the craft room. And I will see you right back here for my next video.